Hi everybody, this is Plug Spinner, and today we're going to attempt to pick this Medeco Biaxial cylinder. I have picked one like this on my channel before, however that one I learned how to pick by progressively pinning it. So I started with like 3 pins, then worked my way up to 4, then 5, and then all 6. But with this one I told myself it's going to be all 6 or it's going to be nothing at all. And luckily yesterday I did get into this for the first time. I managed to pick it twice, I think. But then when I went to make a video, I wasn't able to do it anymore. So I decided to sleep on it and start fresh today. And hopefully today we'll be able to get it open on camera for you. And if we are, I will open it for you and show you what's inside. So I'm going to go ahead and get this in a vise, and then we will get to picking. Okay, so now that we have this in a vise, I'm just going to scramble up the pins. We will be using top of keyway tension. This is a Sparrow's heavy bar, 50 thousandths of an inch, and this is a Southord slimline hook, which is 22 thousandths of an inch. Although I would recommend something a little thinner than this, maybe 18 thousandths, just because this works, but it's pretty tight in there. And I don't know if you can see this little nub in the warding. It makes it really difficult to rotate your pin to the left. Rotate your pick to the left in order to rotate that pin counterclockwise. It's not too much of a problem in the front, but once you get towards those back pins, it's really difficult to navigate that. So again, it'll work, but probably not the best choice. And since we are tensioning clockwise, we need to start by setting all the pins to the shear line, and then we can go about rotating the pins for the sidebar. Okay, pin 5, pin 4. Okay, click out of 5 and 4. Pin 6. Click out of 6 and a very, very slight false set. 3. Little click out of 3. Okay, and I just tapped 2 and we dropped into a false set. Check everybody. Okay, I think we are actually ready to rotate the pins. It feels like everybody's up. And we're in a pretty deep false set. I could be wrong, but we'll try. Okay, pin 6. Uh-oh. Okay, we lost everything. 5, 4, 6, 3, counterclockwise. Counter rotation on 2. Okay, and I think we're back where we were before. Let's go about rotating these pins again. Pin 6 is bound. I'm releasing a lot of tension, but I'm trying not to release so much that those pins we just set fall down, which is what just happened before and why I had to redo everything. Okay, we lost 4 and 3 and 2. Let's push them back. Uh-oh. Okay, we're in a false set. I think we are back where we need to be. Okay, and now pin 6 is set, but pin 5 is bound. Okay, we got pin 5. Okay, 6 is good, 5 is good, 4 is good, 3 is good, 2 is good, and 1 is bound. Okay, I'm trying to rotate him counterclockwise because he's mostly clockwise right now, but it's really, really difficult. I think he's the last one we got to rotate, so that sidebar is pushing on him really, really strongly and making it very difficult to rotate him. So we just got to keep loosening up our tension, and hopefully we'll get him to where he's got to be. And we got it. Okay, as you can see, we are open. And I'm going to put this right here and get this vise out of the way, and we will gut it. Okay, let me get these pinning mats over here. I'm going to tilt you down a little bit so you can see a little better about what's going on. Put this here. Okay, we are just going to lock him back up because we do have these set screws on the top. Okay, so he's locked. I have my Allen wrench. We will start with chamber 1. Okay. Okay, this key pin does have serrations on it. I'll show you quick. Hopefully he'll focus for us. Okay, so he does have serrations. And turn. That line right there, I don't know if you just saw it, that is the gate. And there's actually a shallower one. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little shallow gate right next to the real gate. That's the false gate. And when the sidebar gets stuck in that, it's just, in my opinion, a little more difficult to get the pin to rotate, but not impossible. Okay, there we go. Forgot the spring. Okay, chamber 2, same deal, serrations on the key pins. We have a spool pin up top, and then our spring. Sorry, this lighting is doing some weird stuff right now. Chamber 3. Okay, this one has no serrations on the key pin. Standard up top. So I'm going to try to tilt this because, again, it's doing like really weird stuff with the lighting. I don't know if that's going to help at all, but it's kind of in the same place. Okay, serrations on the key pin. Standard driver and our spring. 5. Oops. Again, some more serrations on the key pin. Standard driver. And the 6th and final chamber. Okay, he doesn't want to come out. Let me get my pick. Okay, spring. Standard driver and another serrated key pin. I'm just going to see if I can kind of move these. Actually, I'll do that later. First, we will take out the sidebar. What I was going to say is I'm going to rotate the pins so that you can see all the gates, which I will attempt to do once we're done with this. But I know if I do it before, I'm going to nudge this and mess it all up and have to do it over again anyway. But yeah, I have picked this before a couple times. And this was my first Medeco without using progressive pinning, which was exciting for me. Okay, I'm just going to rotate this, push it out. There should be some anti-drill plates or something that pop out. Yep. I will show you that. Oops. It's like a little crescent. Focus. Hold on. It doesn't want to focus for me. There we go. So that just blocks right in front of the pins, or the shear line rather, and it also blocks right in front of the sidebar for people trying to drill through the sidebar, which is right here. Here we have our sidebar. I'll try to get you, actually you can see it when I do a close-up, but it's got the two little springs in it. And then here's our plug. There's the cutout for the sidebar, and that is where the pins go. And as you can see, there's a couple, what's it called? There's some drill protection in here as well, in addition to the crescents. So let me rotate these key pins as best I can so you can kind of see the gates. One more. All right, good enough. Oh, sorry, it's all blurry. So let's do a little close-up. There are our pins. As you can see, many of them have regular gates and false gates, and they have these nasty serrations on them. Which, I mean, they don't really come into play unless you really, really seriously overset the pins. But they're there, and they do not look friendly. And as you can see, we have one spool up top, and the rest are standards. There is that sidebar I told you about with the little springs. And again, there is our core. So that is our video for today. That was this Medeco Biaxial. And I hope you did enjoy. I'm still getting used to these. I'm pretty new to Medecos. I had an easier time with this one than my first one, but still not great. I do have a couple more that I picked up from a thrift store, so I'm going to keep practicing. I'm also going to try to get some thinner picks because I really think at this point I understand the feedback. I know what's going on and how to handle it, but this pick just, it can't get around the warding in here. I'll give you a closer look at the warding. So that little nub right there on the bottom here, it makes it so difficult to get this pick turned to the left because the pins come all the way down to that warding. So if you try to get above it, you end up oversetting the pins or messing up the rotations. So I'm thinking a thinner pick will have an easier time kind of sneaking its way up there. But anyway, until next time, that is it. And thank you for watching. Have a nice day.